happy holidays, everybody. Real quick before we start, I have a challenge for you, YouTube. If you can get this channel to 100 subs before January 30th, I'll go off-season and do a Let's Play of the Silent Hill 2 remake. Okay, that's it. Back to the video. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Aloha and welcome back, buddies. I am Sammy, Grayson, and it is time for more Dawntrail. So we learned that this place takes place, or is, I guess, about 30 years in the future from outside. So that's the thing we have to deal with now. And the Queen is going to show us around and show us how people live. Rather than bore you with lengthy explanations, let us head back to the farm we passed earlier. Yuppie's Halo, it's called. We'll speak with one of the farmers when we arrive. I guess we're off the Yuppie's Halo. Yep. Hello. Allow me to introduce you to Mahusa, one of the most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She's well-versed in myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with the other farmers is what has allowed this place to flourish. Queen's Fiend, to what do I owe this sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I am come with guests from beyond the barrier. We wish to learn more of Alexandria, and so I invited them to see how our crops are grown. I do hope that's all right. So the rumors that visitors from the outside were true. What manner of hosts would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather your majesty also intended to check on things here? You know me too well, Mahusa. I thought to seize this opportunity to see how the farmers fare, perhaps pepper them with a few questions, though I do so enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. It would appear we have her permission, so please, walk the grounds to your heart's content. You go on ahead, I'll keep Sphene company. Don't misunderstand, I'm not a suspicious type. Given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? A fair point, but be sure not to let me out of your sight. I shall remain under Wooklamat's watchful eye. Pray, come and find us after you've seen your fill and spoken with the other farmhands. Come on. Actually. You know what? I'll worry about this later. Kapowie. Saying that you and yours are visitors from beyond the barrier. That true? So it is. Which means we're connected to the outside world again. Not that I have a desire to leave, mind you. I'm quite content with life here in Alexandria. But setting that aside, here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Dodos. Here at Yuppie's Halo, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending the animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad when they're shipped off, but a job is a job. Well, I need to get back to it, but it was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. Wrong button. Piano player's going hard. Oh, an unfamiliar face. Gather this is your first time on site then. Well, this here's the storehouse. Or rather, the entrance. The real storehouse is underground. Much more spacious and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We can get a few beds down there for emergencies. My parents often complain about how Alexandrian technology and electrode complicate our lives. Well, it's just a matter of learning how things work. Take my job, for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They're taken up to the tower for processing, and from there find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. Once again, wrong button. Hello. Light levels appear to be fine. That's for the power source. You wish to know about my job? I tend to the fields mostly, watering the crops, keeping their soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took some time until I fully understood how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the field. Do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. Land and sky being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest makes for constant work. Honestly, I enjoy how involved the process is. With my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything about farming. For today is an opportunity to learn and grow. Well, they seem to enjoy what they do, at least. I see. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. Now something wrong. Oh, welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I gather you've had your fill of speaking with the farmers. We'll lift her to Mahusa. Just going straight to a cutscene. Okay. Well, what are your impressions of the farm? It's amazing that everyone loves their work. Curious observation. Do you not love your own work? Oh, but I jest. It's true that the people of the outskirts seem the most fulfilled. Always they take to their duties with good cheer. And what did you think of our little tour, Lamity? What did you call me? Is that inappropriate? My apologies. I heard the others call you by that name and I thought... No, it's fine. As you said before, we've no need for titles and formalities. Oh, she got the Lamity pass. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. The machines could be used to overcome so harsh an environment is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. The feeling is understandable. Indeed, many still find the machinery behind me baffling. It's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. Acting up, you say? You needn't worry, my queen. It happens fairly often. Put simply, it's taken in water that had a strong lightning charge. I think some creatures have become charged up with the energy, and they're releasing it into the river that we use as a source. The system would return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. Hey, I can take care of that. We could take care of it if you like. That is most gracious of you to offer, but is much too dangerous. Oh, it's no trouble for the resolve of Tuliolal. Regardless of how the relationship between our nations may develop, if there are people in need, I want to help. Simple as that. And Kokote is even stronger than I am. Shouldn't take us long at all. Then very well, I gratefully accept. But please take all care. I thought to go even faster if you and I search for lightning-charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. And off we go, I guess. Alright, so where are these lightning-charged motherfuckers? thunder spirit. It's like a harpy. Something like that. Round 2. And one for Jenny in the win. All right. We're gonna run out eventually anyway. You know what? At least I got to kill something. There's been a distinct lack of that and solo duties in this expansion. Like, the solo duties, I think there's been, like, what, 3 total? Can I just say the whole thing on the train was a missed opportunity to combine, like, the Air Force One rail shooter stuff with maybe a couple of role-play quests as, like, Kryl or Alice or Graha? Would have been awesome. Oh, you're both all right, thank goodness. You really needn't have worried so much. Barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends. They're all gone now. They're all gone now. Of course I was worried, you my dear guests. Thank you, we truly appreciate this. Indeed, thus we won't have to ask Zerad's machines for help. It's like, yeah, about that. Been making a concerted effort to bolster its forces, sparing but a fraction for the people's protection. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen's Fiend. That's enough, Mahusa. If you have grievances, I will hear them later. But to speak of the king now... No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Anyway, thanks for letting us tour the farm. Folk here are delightful, and it was a pleasure to meet them. You couldn't have favored us with more uplifting words. My people are my pride and joy. And you never fail to let us know, nor how much you care. Of course, you're my precious family, all of you. You seem a good sort, Sveen, that I'll admit. But you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. For you to be called that, I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Come now, this is no laughing matter. A ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives. One wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. Now, I believe we're done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? There's a dark side there. Alright, so what's next? On the cloud. Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts. I dare say your friends will all have returned by now. Thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come visit us anytime. Do you hear that? Hear what?
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
Time for what? That sounds ominous.
I'm glad you could make it. Are you with us?
Queen Sphene has come to see you.
We're here, Namika. Everything is going to be all right.
Oh no.
What's the matter, dear?
It can't be. That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Namika, it's me! Wuklamat!
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end. Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on, in us.
living on in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
God damn, poor woman effectively lost both of her parents in the span of a week.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
I can only imagine
It's not the end.
the pain she must be feeling right now.
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a void gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining. Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding. I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm. The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's noxious influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents by means unknown.
In other words, Sphene's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
She's like, well...
But of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder. Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs. Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoralja resides.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoralja do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zoralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
A fair question.
And how are you going to respond?
Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount.
Does that include him?
I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty.
Very well.
I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I am afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
Yeah, and we never asked about the head thing.
It's not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep, anyway. Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
Oh, that is some shit.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud.
Oh god, cloud technologies come here too. Got some hot...
Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
This is some borderline hive mind bullshit. What's going on? How could Paponi suddenly forget about Namika? It's as if he never knew her. Could the same thing have happened to the others as well, I wonder? It's only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namika in the area. We can reconvene afterwards at the Aetheryte. Where the Oh, there we go. Boop. Hello. An old woman named Namika? I'm afraid I don't know that person. Sorry I couldn't be of help. What's that? Do I know a Namika? Never met anyone by that name. I've worked at the outskirts for a good while now. If you'd spent time here, I would remember. So they're stored in the cloud to make room for other shit. I do recall caring for someone until recently. And you say it was a woman named Namika? Can't say for certain it was her. I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken up to the cloud. I'm not gonna lie, this music reminds me a little bit of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I think it's music from Cosmo Canyon? Sounds a lot like this. so it was the same for everyone. Not a single person remembers Namika. It's as if the memory of her has been purged from their minds. Now, such a thing might be done with magic. To alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. I would have felt a surge of ether corresponding to the act, too. I sensed none in that moment. Neither did I, but did notice something else. Right before Paponi seemingly forgot, a light in the device on his head began to blink. Could there be a connection? Someone also said something about soul cells. But who might we ask about this? If we continued making such inquiries, I expect we would only cause confusion. Indeed. If we can't readily solve the mystery about Namika, perhaps we could search for Kakua instead. Sven said to try the Thunder Yards. Should be in this direction. She did say to the east. Okay, I wasn't the only one who noticed. I wasn't going to say anything. Yes, impossible. It's a little floating TV robot thinger. Another kind of mechanical soldier? Looks dangerous. We better destroy it. And it ran off. Should we give chase? I think it understood our words. Might be worth asking it some questions. Aaronville, are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing. I'm fine. Well, it went off in that direction, in the direction we're headed anyway, so let's try to track it down. Well, I'm gonna keep going until we finish this quest. Ever keep war. Any sign of it? It's faster than it looks. Where's this little bastard? There you are. Stare. Into a cave. You found it? Yeah, went into the cave right up there. To the northeast. It must be bound for the mines. Come on then. Could well be a trap, so let's not rush in too quickly. I heard faint voices coming from inside. So it's not alone, but we're still going in, of course. Maybe a trap. Get ready for a fight, everyone. Earth and sky. see an ether current. And a bat. And another bat. I would hazard a guess it went off to the right. I can hear them. Several people up ahead. I might get out their conversation with the echoing. Let's keep going. Stand your ground.
What is this? Aaronville!
Bunch of gunslingers.
A trap?
It really is you!
Huh?
Oh no.
Who?
I just have to get a look at you in the light. And I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Eldersphere!
Oh
My
no.
darling, what now?
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little Bunbun. But what are you doing here? What brings you all this way?
Mom, you're embarrassing me. Fussy little Bunbun.
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Glue Jaja's kitten? I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. Eldersphere was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
I can't say that I do, but you knew my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
Of Kiwa.
I'm sorry?
Oh, this won't do. Come in! Friends of my Eldersphere are always welcome.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
To be fair, I don't think she knew either. Oh, I know what's going on here, and I know several people are going to be
Just when I thought I was
pissed.
starting to get a handle on this place. How are things still getting stranger?
What is this music? As far as I can tell, this is indeed my mother. I can think of few people in the world quite so spirited. But as to what's happened, we'll need to talk to her. Lo-fi beats to save Geraldo. Alright, and with that, I'm going to end things off here. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you liked this video, leave a like and a comment. If you want to see more, hit subscribe and the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.